And yo, all right, this is for all my folks out there on YouTube. I know I got people here live with me on Twitch. You can catch me at twitch.tv/silenceswaffles right now live if you are catching this on YouTube today. Other than that, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm gonna quickly go over this week's TWAB for the week of May the 21st, 2020. See what they got to talk about. Obviously, we know they're gonna jump into talking about the live quest that was bugged, and hopefully they go into leveling. I'm hoping. I haven't scrolled down and looked at any of this yet. We've been sitting at the top of this for a little bit on stream, excuse me. So let's get to it. This week at Bungie, something unexpected happened, really, at the Moon Bunker. Many of you have been chasing a lie. Last week, you began the hunt with Anna, successfully defending Seraph Towers in the Winding Cove, Anchor of Light, and the Rupture, or watched as your fellow Guardians carry the weight. You burned through 1,000 enemies with your trusty shotgun. Sadly, I have not done this just yet. And sadly, your quest for answers came to a halt on Sunday evening, all thanks to a faulty door on the Moon's Bunker. Earlier this morning, Destiny 2 hotfix 2.8.1 was released, or 2.8.1.3 was released, unblocking your journey and finding the truth behind the lie. While we hate to see a bug ship, we are excited to right the ship as quickly as possible. Now we look to what comes. Season of the Worthy is winding down, which means it's time for a round of previews from the team. This week we're hyper focused on legendary engrams and weapon tuning. Damn. All right, decrypting the future. Last week we did a deep dive on how loot will be evolving season over season. They're referring back to the sunsetting of weapons over the course of a year. As new seasons come along and as new things get pushed out into Destiny, they're obviously going to be retiring weapons that are earned within a certain year. So they spoke on this, and you can go back and look at the TWAB from last week, and they touched more on this. They showed a preview of what it will look like as far as weapons that are going to be sunset. Particular raids like the Last Wish and Garden of Salvation stuff will last a little bit longer, and they said particular raids will obviously be brought further along for a little bit longer than the normal weapons in the loot pool. So there's that. Of course, people were still bent out of shape about this, so it was a lot of back and forth throughout the course of that week, even before they put out the TWAB, and when they even mentioned sunsetting. And a lot of people misunderstood what was going to happen. A lot of people were upset about what was going to get sunset and yada yada yada. And it was interesting to watch. It was super interesting to watch. It was interesting to see the people who were very dedicated, love the game, but hated its state right now show their passion, is what I'm gonna call it, angrily, because they couldn't really put into words of how they were really feeling at the time. And then you could just see the people that just didn't understand it whatsoever and had no real claim to what was going on. So that was all interesting to me. My take on it, I can't wait for sunsetting to happen. It needs to happen. And yeah, that's it. Carry on. Hopefully they get it right and they throw in some new weapons that are good, because that's really where the ball is going to start, with a new batch of weapons. What is going to be the carrot on the stick for people to chase is basically it. All right, so let's see. Last week we did a deep dive. We got, with the upcoming addition of max power level to your gear, players have been asking how acquisition methods will be changing. We have a breakdown from the Destiny dev team on how we're keeping the items you earn from legendary engrams and core activities relevant during a given season. And this sounds like they're about to go deeper into the redacted engram stuff. So I'm actually excited about this. Today we're going to talk about some changes that are coming in season 11, the way that the world loot pool works, because the world pool serves as a baseline of legendary gear that can be earned across different activities. We want to update and refresh it seasonally with meta relevant weapons, some of which were previously exclusive to specific activities like Gambit or Crucible. This shared pool can also be wieldy. I'm not editing it out. If you look for a specific role or a specific weapon, a pool too large can make it statistically challenging to find, much less the role you want. Starting in season 11, it will be curated both for relevance and overall size to strike a balance between number of rewards and the chance to get a sought after drop. Every season, gear from previous seasons will be added, and any gear that would no longer have a max power level greater than or equal to the current season cap will be cycled out. To ensure the drops are power relevant in current season. This is great. I was wondering if they were going to do that or even just touch on this, and they did. So that means, let me give a small breakdown, obviously, before I go into what exact weapons that they're gonna have. So that means guns that came, let's take two seasons, Season of the Worthy and Season of the Dawn. The guns that came from Season of the Dawn would get cycled out before the Season of the Worthy in the next coming season. This is just hypothetical right now because we're gonna use the 3 seasons right now that are technically in play. Season of Dawn, Season of the Worthy, and the next season that's coming up. Everything that's in Season of the Dawn right now will get kind of like cycled out. Season of the Dawn, did I say Season of the Worthy or Dawn? Everything in the Season of the Worthy will get cycled out. Season of the Dawn stuff will start to come back in. Okay, take over because Season of the Dawn Worthy is over, and they will show up in the next season. Then after that season's over, everything from Season of the Dawn would cycle out, and then things from Season of the Worthy would cycle in. It kind of would be like that kind of process, if that were, those were the only seasons available and those were the only weapons. Obviously, we got to look at the bigger picture and all of the seasons that are here. The biggest question for me is where will they start the cap off? Obviously, we know what year 2 weapon that is going to stop at year 2, potentially the beginning of year 3, right? So we will start out at what, Shadowkeep, and then those weapons will cycle back in from Season of the Undying, and then we'll get the Season of the Dawn next, and then Worthy, and then so on and so on. So I'm hoping that's it. As far as the base world loot pool, I don't know how that's gonna work because they started throwing in things every season. So, and it wasn't that many items. I feel like they should just keep them all. And I'm seeing this list. We starting off. We got Uriel's Gift, the Alatha, the Old Fashioned, Mossy Pot. I don't know how to say some of these names. So if I'm wrong, whatever, bite me. Hawthorne's Shotgun, Last Hope, Timelines, Vertex, Interference, Dire Promise, True Prophecy, Ian 7, Enigma's Draw. I say that as Ian. Enigma's Draw, Distant Tumulus, Escape Velocity, Honor's Edge, Gnawing Hunger, Arsenic Bite, Main Ingredient, Outrageous Fortune, Truth Teller, Nature of the Beast, Last Perdition, Bad Omens, Night Watch, Toil and Trouble, Wishbringer, Last Dance, Lonesome, Long Shadow, and Steel Zibble. These are weapons that will consist, the world pool for season 11 will consist of these weapons. Okay, so these are staying around. I like how they have Gnawing Hunger in there. This is kind of weird to me. They have Gnawing Hunger in there, right? No mention of any other Gambit weapons, really. And if I'm wrong, actually no, Lonesome is another one. Long Shadow. Where's Long Shadow from? Can't quite remember. I feel like that's like just a random drop. And Bad Omens is a rocket launcher. What else is from Gambit? That's super interesting to me. Those are Gambit specific things or Gambit related things. You got Reckoning and Gambit. Those come from that area. Why would they be singled out from the rest of its actual pool, right? What weapons are they just gonna say, hey, we're getting rid of these guys? I said I went and grabbed food. I did it. If you still need a weapon or role from the current Vanguard, Crucible, or Gambit playlist that isn't on the list, go grab it now. So they're saying, go grab those weapons now. Everything that's not on this list, go get it. Because it's going bye-bye. I'm looking at Spare. I'm looking at Last Man Standing. I'm looking at Doomsday. I'm looking at Night Watch. I'm looking at Outlast. Or Outcast. Is it Outlast or Outcast? Can't remember the pulse rifle. All these weapons are not on this list. So all these weapons are getting phased out first. Is how I'm looking at this. How I'm reading this right now is that they're going to phase out these particular weapons from the Gambit weapon pool, right? Let alone whatever's in the Vanguard pool and whatever's in the Crucible pool, right? Which I feel is not much for the Crucible pool and not much for the Vanguard pool that we even get. So this right here is super interesting to me. Super interesting. I'm gonna keep an eye out on this. So we'll talk about that a little bit more maybe next week, next videos, we'll see. Lock and loot. Alongside the changes of the world loot pool, we have some changes coming to Destiny 2 Sandbox. Interesting. This week we'll be focused on weapons, specifically perk tuning. Here's a quick breakdown from the team on what to expect. Reload perk updates. Oh my god, here we go. We've observed that players lean towards picking perks that increase their damage, e.g. kill clip, or reduce weapon downtime, e.g. outlaw. The damage perks were adjusted quite a while back, but reload perks still don't feel like choices. This tuning pass aims to keep them feeling powerful without being so dominant that no other choices seem viable. First, some information on the stats that impact reload. Reload stat 0 to 100 and maps onto a archetype specific reload animation. Reload duration scales. Most reload perks also apply a multiplier to reload animation so that if a reload stat is capped, you still see a small speed bump. Reload empty duration scale. As above, but only applies if the magazine is empty. Note that because most weapons have fairly high reload stats, decreasing the reload stat bonus from plus 100 to plus 50 will still max out the reload stat most of the time, and so doesn't slow down the actual reload as much as it seems. The following perks that alter these reload stats are being updated. Outlaw slowed this down a little bit. Reload stat from plus 100 to plus 50. Reload duration scale from 0.8 to 0.9. I'm scared. Feeding Frenzy. This was strictly better than Outlaw, so we're changing functionality to be based on number of rapid kills. I can get behind this. Functionality changed to increase reload speed based on number of rapid kills up to 5. With 2 kills, reload speed is equal to Outlaw. With 3 kills, faster than Outlaw. With 4 kills, it is the fastest reload in the game except Alloy Mag. Okay, I was just about to, where's rapid hit sit with all of this? Max possible reload duration scale from 0.83 to 0.8. Max possible reload stat unchanged at plus 100. All right, so I know that they're throwing numbers at us, and you have to be one of those people to kind of like go in, and I like to always tell you guys, like, if you have a chance at any point in time, always go and look at either D2 Gunsmith, light.gg. Like, there's so many sites that have the stats on them, but if you're using an item manager, don't forget that the item manager gives you the stat numbers as well. So go check those out, kind of get in tune with a little bit of that, and see where it is, see where it matches up. There's a lot, you can go a lot deeper than this, and there's a whole bunch of other YouTubers and stuff that go into these kinds of things, and y'all know who they are. Just go search them out. They can break this down a lot better than I can. I have yet to even get that far. I do understand what these stats mean though, so this is going to be super cool. I think that actually puts a different twist on things, which is great, because a lot of times all of the reload perks just feel the same. The one that I hate the most, obviously, though, is Rapid Hit. I love Rapid Hit. It's very good, very, for you, those of you who can constantly hit their headshots. I suck, so there's that. And I feel like there's no benefit if you're just trying to kill the enemy really fast and you're not even really worried about trying to get that crit damage in their face. Like, if it's a miner and all I gotta do is kill it, and I can 2-tap it with 2 body shots, I'm not really worried about it, especially if I'm just trying to get the kill to start ramping up damage. And then after I ramp up the damage, I'm kind of more focused on trying to get that precision damage. So Rapid Hit gave a huge amount of reload and stability for very little work, front loaded onto the first precision hit. We have updated so that it still feels good but isn't quite as powerful. Adjusting stack bonuses to give less benefit for the first hit and more with the subsequent hits. Max possible reload stat from plus 100 to plus 60. Max possible reload duration scale from 0.8 to 0.925. Okay. Max possible stat from plus 50 to plus 25. Drop mag. As much as we hate it, drop mag is really good. As much as some people hate it, it is really good. Like, drop mag is my go-to if none of the other reload perks show up when I get a good roll. So I'm always like, that's my bottom of the barrel reload perk that I want. Granted, you lose the ammo. If it's a primary or an energy weapon, I'm absolutely fine with it. But don't frown on that perk. That's all I'm saying. It's like, it actually is really good. All right, drop mag situationally really powerful without a massive drawback as a good perk, but in a magazine column. Reload duration scale from 0.85 to 0.9 just brings it in line with Outlaw. So instead of it, So what are they saying? So they just reduce the duration scale or increase the duration scale? And is it gonna stay in the magazine column? Situationally really powerful without a massive drawback. Is as good as a perk, but in a magazine column. Okay. Not understanding why they put that information there for drop mag outside of the numbers. Field prep unchanged but reference. Okay, so we can kind of glance over that. They obviously left it alone, so field prep will always be the same. Alloy mag unchanged but for reference. Obviously, alloy mag, field prep, same things here. Additionally, we fixed an issue where perks that grant partial weapon ammo did not respond. Did not respect shot count for burst weapons. This means that these perks will now work directly on pulse rifles, fusions, and burst sidearms. So these perks will be more common on these weapon archetypes in the future. Yes. Do you know how it feels to shoot 4 bullets from a pulse rifle and not proc rapid hit? Very bad. Very bad. So I'm glad they're addressing this. I hope that it doesn't cause any other bugs with the guns, like any counterbalance or not counterbalance, any stability or handling issues. And yeah, and like shot patterns. I'm hoping that it works out that way. So slide shot, the slide wave, slide shot, ambitious assassin, subsistence, overflow, lead from gold, and clown cartridge. Hopefully they fix that. General perk returning. With opening up space by adjusting reload perks, we also return some other underused perks based on our internal testing and perk popularity and effectiveness data from our internal analytics. Dynamic sway reduction adds 10 stability over time in addition to accuracy. Everybody's been slowly coming back to that perk because one of the YouTubers broke it down with an auto rifle, and now people are starting to actually see. These are perks from year one, by the way. Like, a lot of these perks were from year one. They just were sitting on guns. People hated it. There was no damage perk in year ones. People hated it, okay? Hated it. And now that we have reached that pinnacle of, oh, we can't go any higher, this is all we get, let me test out some new stuff. We finally hit that part of the pool, like swam into that part of the pool, and people are starting to see the benefit of these perks more as time goes on. I hope that they kind of take over and etch a space in the perk pool, which it seems like they're slowly doing. Pulse monitor, take critical damage and can quickly switch to your now fully loaded shotgun. Reload amount from 0.35 to 1.0. Okay. Plus 50 handling, 5% faster swap speed. This works on stole weapons too, which was already the case, but makes it a lot more useful. Hip fire grip now helps helps you hit shots closer to ADS ranges. Still doesn't affect damage drop off or magnetism. So 1 point time aim assist fall off, plus 15 aim assist, and then plus 1.7 degrees precision hip fire angle threshold. By default, when hip firing a weapon, the center of your reticle must be over a target in order to get a crit. Otherwise, aim assist will give you a body shot. This change gives you a little leniency, so if the center of your reticle is not directly over a target, you will still get the crit if you're within the angle. Has no effect on sniper rifles. Sneak bow actually makes you sneaky now. Stealth buff. Now it doesn't ping radar when shooting. Cool. I like that. Hip fire grip. I like to see it used more. That sounds actually pretty cool. I would like to see it roll on more things, if that makes sense. I only see it on a certain set of guns, or a certain group of guns actually, from a certain season. I don't see it on all guns enough. I want to see it in the bigger loot pool of all guns. Like, I want to see it on all guns as some form of a perk. I know we can't have a massive line of perks on a gun, but some do, and it would be nice to see this thrown in there every so often. I don't want to see it constantly dropping, but I would love to like have it as an option to kind of mix up the pool of how you use a specific gun. New perks. Next season, we'll have new perks rolling exclusively on the season of redacted weapons. Additionally, Iron Banner will be receiving 2 new perks on 2 reprised weapons in future seasons. These perks will begin to roll on other weapons. While we don't want to spoil the fun of discovering and testing new perks, we will leave you with the names of upcoming Iron Banner perks, Iron Grip and Iron Gaze. We are excited to see the community break these perks down when the new season begins. upcoming archetype buffs. Next season, we're taking a quick pass on a few archetypes that have been underperforming. Slug shotguns are underused in PvE heavily. I see a lot of people kind of like glance over them because they're not fast enough. They actually hit hard as nails. Hard as nails. I actually have a few. Toil and Trouble, I believe, is one, and then the Balagan, obviously, like almost the same as the Toil and Trouble. They smack heavy. I have a Rampage Toil and Trouble, full auto Rampage. That thing, I mean, it can shoot a little bit faster. That would be great. The recoil pattern on it would be nice if it was like toned down just a little bit. But other than that, that thing smacks. So with them getting a damage buff of plus 30%, kind of scared. High impact pulse rifles are underused in Crucible, which while they have a very fast optimal TTK, that TTK was very hard to achieve. So we decided to soften that a little bit. High impact pulse rifles per bullet from 21 to 22. The changes, it's from 6 crits to 5 crits plus 1 body to kill a guardian in PvP. Resilience, at most resilience values. In analytics, we see bows are underused in challenging content. Locally, we've observed that it feels terrible when a bow leaves a red bar enemy at low health. Both PvE damage versus minors plus damage. They trying to give them love. I don't see how they can really give a bow love. They need to make some form of a crossbow or something. Some Spitfire bow that they can give out is what they need to do. Like, that's the only way I think bows will be in some form good, you know? So hopefully they do that. Future archetype updates. We've been evaluating feedback in our analytics, and while we're not done yet, we want to touch on 3 community pain points. Our current goal is to touch on these in season 12, but we'll be sure to let you know if it changes. Sniper rifles community feedback has been the Revoker and the Beloved dominate, and looking at the analytics, they account for 86% of sniper rifle usage in the Crucible, and if we include our low zoom sniper rifles, the number gets even higher. This is why I say people need to try different things, man. It's so many other good sniper rifles out there. Like Tatara's Gaze is the first one that comes to my mind. That is my favorite sniper rifle in the game. Long Goodbye is really good. Obviously Supremacy. What's another one? Your Amazon packages have shipped. Perfect. Arriving on Wednesday. Perfect. Like obviously Supremacy, like Soul Survivor, I know, I've heard is pretty good. I just try something different. Switch up your loadout. Try different guns in every slot, whether they're not the archetype that's winning on the leaderboards or the community boards of usage. Like, try something different. You never know how much you can tilt an opponent by using something that's not meta. You know, we're specifically looking at Zoom. Wait, no, did I read that already? Yeah, I think I did. I think I read that. Right. No. We're specifically looking at how Zoom translates into ease of use for sniper rifles. We're investigating changes that may choose a sniper rifle Zoom more of an interesting make choosing a sniper rifle Zoom more of an interesting choice. Hand cannons. We're evaluating the hand cannon subfamilies. As an example, we're breaking out aggressive hand cannons to let us tune their range independently of the others. Somebody mentioned this the other day, and I need to remember exactly who the heck it was. And I want to say it might have been Lono. It might have been. I might have been watching Lono and hearing him talk about it because he kind of laughed at the hand cannon thing. But somebody was talking about hand cannons. Yo, 110 hand cannons are nasty. If they mess with those and their range, yeah, it was Lono. I remember him saying almost the same exact thing. If they mess with the range on those things and they smack somebody, I'll be no more good. Like if they go back to smacking people again with like the range, it's just the range. Like if I could 2-tap, I'm not even 2-tap. Let me 3-tap with a 110 fast enough. Just give me a little bit, and I'm with you. Adaptive auto rifles in general highly represented in Crucible, but generally feel balanced. Adaptive auto rifles are a little higher, so we're looking at them, and we're not rolling back the season 10 buff, but we're adjusting the tuning a little to give auto rifles subfamilies a chance to shine. So they're trying to get the diversity going. I like where they're going on this plate. On this plate, I like where they're going. Every time I read a TWAB, it always sounds like that they're trying to bring in that versatility. over and over. They keep speaking on it. Like we're trying to mix it up. We're trying to get people to use something different. We're trying to switch up what the best in class could potentially be and all that kind of stuff. Like we just got Fellwinter's Lie. That shotgun is going to last until the end of the year. A little bit further than that, right? We got 12 months on that shotty. We'll see how good it is. We'll see what they come up with next. Moving forward, we plan to make more regular weapon balance changes. We'll have more to share on the cadence and scope later. In the know. So you may have noticed Bungie on Twitter is freshly verified. Yes, saw that check mark get done this week. If you don't follow this account, go to it. Player support, partner with the Bungie Network operations team. Runs this account to keep you up to date on maintenance times, bug investigations, and more. Except no substitute if you want to know the details on what's happening outside of a 280 character limit read on. This is their report. Obviously, they put out hotfix 2.8.1.3. It was designed to resolve the lie quests, not progressing past the bunker door, which obviously fixed that issue. And it also says the Fellwinter's Lie shotgun will not appear in players' collections once acquired. This will be resolved in a future update. So if you don't want the shotty, don't dismantle it. If you want to keep it as a collection kind of thing, it's not going to show up there yet. So be careful. I would suggest just putting it off in your vault, holding down. I know there's some people that's like, oh, they get a gun. They grind for a gun and they just immediately delete it because it's not something that they think they won't use or could use. Again, this is where you need to dip your toe in that water, try something new. All right, items leaving at the end of the season. They always do this every season. They tell us what's going bye-bye and what we're not going to see ever again. So we have at the end of the season of the worthy, several items will be removed. We got the access to the Seraph bunkers that will be completely gone. War mine bits, 4 horsemen, exotic shotgun quest. So if you don't have that done now, please try and go get that done. I'm assuming if you have it on a character, they might not delete it, but maybe they will. I think they've done that before, where if you had it on the character, they got rid of it completely. The lie quest will be completely removed. Legendary lost sectors will be completely removed, which I'm kind of sad to see those go. I feel like they should have stayed in the game as options or something like that. They could have been put on the Vanguard list, or just stayed there for like what's it called, flashpoints. And then the War Mine Kanjali seasonal artifact will be going bye-bye, obviously. Current known issues, obviously they have their list over there if you go to the thing, and that is it. Other than that, we got the movie of the week, and that's it. I'm not gonna play those. You guys can go watch those yourselves. Hope you enjoyed us going over the TWAB, our little overview. I see you guys next week, same time, same place. All right, if you want to come catch me live, you know where to go. Twitch.tv/silenceiswaffles. Stream every day, 5 p.m. and on, okay? Eastern. All right. And if you enjoyed the video, like, share, subscribe. That's all I got. Follow me on Twitter too. Same name. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Peace.